I am here with Roger Black, and we are talking about somebody who was at the pinnacle of their sports career, 15 championship medals, including the Olympics. So, why I've got Roger here today is to ask him a question around when you are at the top of your game in a certain field or career, how do you successfully move to another field? And Roger is here to kindly answer that question for me, because a lot of people at home may face a challenge where they have to pivot career or make a transition in their life. How do they make that easy for themselves? So, Roger, being at the peak of your career, how can you make
It's a good question, Harman, especially nowadays, because of course in the old days people had the same career all their life, and that doesn't happen anymore. So we're always looking to change. For me, I had no choice. I was an athlete, I was a runner, and I retired when I was 32. That's pretty good actually in athletics. But so you spend most of your life focusing on trying to win Olympic medals, which I was fortunate enough to do. But one day it stops. And I was quite fortunate that I had opportunities. I was quite high profile, so I did a bit of telly. My real passion was corporate speaking, so I created a business in that. But what I'd lost was that absolute clarity of knowing what I was trying to do. When you're an athlete, you woke up every day knowing who you were and what you were going to do. And it was absolutely that focus. You knew the day, the time, the place of the Olympic final. Every year there was something to aim for. You had your training group. You were always moving and looking forward. That stops when you retire. And the real world's very different to the world of sport, because the world of sport is very simple. If you cross the line first, you win. If you come second, you get a silver medal. And that's, some people will say that's pressure, but in many ways that's a luxury. My life has never been like that after I retired. Life is much more subjective. It's not as clear. Someone may like you, someone may not. What is success? It's not as obvious. So it's quite hard for the sports person to retire and then reinvent themselves, because you kind of do have to reinvent yourself. And it's why a lot of sports people actually do struggle with this transition. I think the answer to your question, if you're going to make it successfully, I think you have to re-educate. I think you have to re-identify with what your passion could be, because it can no longer be running fast. So you have to find a passion somewhere else. And I think that evolved. So my passion was building a business in corporate speaking, which I've done. Did some television presenting, which was great. But it has evolved, and it's only really now, or in the last few years, that I've got that clarity back. And that's working alongside Steve Backley and the team at Legacy with our Performing Property brand, where we've got that clarity back. We feel like we're athletes again, moving towards clear goals that aren't easy, but we can focus on. So I think you have to look in the mirror, recognise those days have gone, and start to look forward and plan, but more importantly, re-engage with something that gets you excited. And that is easier said than done.